Hello and welcome to another video of me talking about things I'm obsessed with. Nothing new here. Obviously in the title by best animated films, I mean my favorite animated films, but I think that they are the best ones, so hopefully the title is not that misleading. With everything going on in the world right now, I feel like it's not too hard to feel down or unhappy. But one thing that almost always cheers me up is watching my favorite childhood films. I decided to do this in a chronological order because I initially tried to rate them and I almost had a breakdown because I couldn't decide, so yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you. The Lion King, 1994. A lion cub-crowned prince is tricked by a treacherous uncle into thinking he caused his father's death and flees into exile in despair, only to learn in adulthood his identity and his responsibilities. A classic. Score by Hans Zimmer and songs by Elton John. This film was made for me personally. Also, Jeremy Irons as Scar is so iconic, and I think maybe that is why Scar is my favorite character, along with Timon. And yes, I know that we're all traumatized as children by Mufasa's death, but the film ends on a very empowering and positive note, and that's all that matters. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. A deformed bell ringer must assert his independence from a vicious government minister in order to help his friend, a gypsy dancer. I've been obsessed with this film from the moment I came into this world. When the VHS tape was not playing on a loop on the television, it was playing on a loop in my head. I've mentioned in one of my previous videos that Judge Frollo was my imaginary friend for several years, and that is true, although I still can't for the life of me figure out why my subconscious chose this particular character. The music and the songs just speak to my soul. I don't know how to describe the connection I have with this film, so this will have to do. Anastasia, 1997. The last surviving child of the Russian royal family joins two con men to reunite with her grandmother, the Dowager Empress, while the undead Rasputin seeks her death. This film is of course loosely based on the legend of the Grand Duchess Anastasia Nikolaevna, who was the daughter of Nikolai Alexandrovich Romanov, the last Tsar of Imperial Russia. It's a lovely film and Anastasia is so beautiful and I love all her outfits. Alexa, play Once Upon a December. The Prince of Egypt, 1998. An Egyptian prince learns of his identity as a Hebrew and his destiny to become the chosen deliverer of his people. Once again, the music for this film was composed by my favorite composer Hans Zimmer, and it's so beautiful. The emotions that I experience every time I hear it cannot be described. Even though I'm not religious, this film is very profound to me for some reason. I've liked the story of the Exodus and Moses since I was a kid, and I think that the film has managed to capture the heart of this story. I honestly couldn't recommend this film enough. It's stunning. When Moses turns the river into blood, or when he splits the Red Sea, brilliant. It always makes me emotional. Plus, Ralph Fiennes is the voice of Ramesses, so what more do you want? Mulan, 1998. To save her father from death in the army, a young maiden secretly goes in his place and becomes one of China's greatest heroines in the process. Mulan was my favorite Disney princess as a kid. She's strong, she's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's brave, she's determined, she's kind, and she ends up saving all of China. A true icon. The Emperor's New Groove, 2000. Emperor Kuzco is turned into a llama by his ex-administrator Isma, and must now regain his throne with the help of Pacha, the gentle llama herder. Oh my god, this film is so funny. I don't know what to say about this one. It's so good, it's so funny. The voice performances are excellent. The story is amazing. I don't have words. Just watch it if you haven't. Atlantis, The Lost Empire, 2001. A young adventurer named Milo Thatch joins an intrepid group of explorers to find the mysterious lost continent of Atlantis. I think I sort of identified with Milo because he is a socially awkward nerd who likes obscure things. But I was also fascinated by the notion that there might be an undiscovered lost civilization somewhere. I love how they presented the culture of Atlanteans and how they all ended up saving Atlantis. 10 out of 10. Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, 2002. A wild stallion is captured by humans and slowly loses the will to resist training. Yet, throughout his struggles for freedom, the stallion refuses to let go of the hope of one day returning home to his herd. You'd think that a film with a stallion who can't speak as a protagonist wouldn't work, but it does. Heartwarming story, great music and songs, beautiful horses, stunning scenery. What's not to love? Ice Age, 2002. Set during the Ice Age, a saber-toothed tiger, a sloth, and a woolly mammoth find a lost human infant and they try to return him to his tribe. Beautiful film that I often quote still to this day. I love the setting, the Ice Age, which is another thing I'm fascinated by, and I love this unlikely friendship between the main three characters. They start off as strangers, but as the film goes by, you're essentially watching a family trying to take care of a baby. An important message here: families come in all shapes and sizes, so if you see a sloth, a tiger and a mammoth trying to change their baby's diaper, mind your own business. Shrek 2, 2004. Princess Fiona's parents invite her and Shrek to dinner to celebrate her marriage. If they only knew, the newlyweds were both ogres. The film that shaped an entire generation, this masterpiece, the best thing that has ever graced God's green earth. Every frame of this film belongs in a museum. I don't know what we did to deserve this film, but it was given to us, and we accepted it with open arms. The fairy godmother singing Holding Out for a Hero? Iconic! Bonnie Tyler who? Honestly, I think you're mistaken because this is an original song and not a cover, so... Honestly, I don't want to associate with people who don't like Shrek 2. The Polar Express, 2004. On Christmas Eve, a young boy embarks on a magical adventure to the North Pole on the Polar Express, while learning about friendship, bravery and the spirit of Christmas. A Christmas classic. I have to watch this film every Christmas, otherwise I can't get into the spirit. I love the fact that everyone and everything is voiced by Tom Hanks. I appreciate the dedication, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Once again, I will mention the soundtrack, which is excellent, and the film's color palette, shades of white, blue, grey and black that look very aesthetically pleasing. Corpse Bride, 2005. When a shy groom practices his wedding vows in the inadvertent presence of a deceased young woman, she rises from the grave assuming he has married her. A Tim Burton / Halloween classic with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter as the main characters. The rest of the cast is pretty impressive as well, and the music was of course composed by Danny Elfman. Although it's an animated film, it still has that gothic feeling and sense of macabre that Tim Burton is known for. Flushed Away, 2006. The story of an uptown rat that gets flushed down the toilet from his penthouse apartment, ending in the sewers of London, where he has to learn a whole new and different way of life. Such an underrated gem. First of all, the cast is amazing. Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet, Sir Ian McKellen, Andy Serkis and Bill Nye. I don't know how they managed to get so many actors that I admire in one film, but I'm so glad they did, and I love it, and the film is so funny and cute, and it makes me so happy. Rango, 2011. Rango is an ordinary chameleon who accidentally winds up in the town of Dirt, a lawless outpost in the Wild West in desperate need of a new sheriff. There's something about the Wild West that has always fascinated me, and I think that it's a very interesting setting for an animated film. I also find it very interesting that the actors performed a live-action version of this film instead of being alone in a booth recording their lines. Once again, Johnny Depp's performance is fantastic, and the character is so funny and cute and relatable. Yeah, definitely worth watching.
Good sirs, gracious good afternoon to thee and thee. May I present Madame Lupin's terpsichorean troupe of traveling thespians?
Normally what we'd do is we'd film ourselves doing various scenes and use that as reference. But if we can reference Johnny Depp's behavior and the quirks that he has, I mean, it's just going to help the animation so much more. It's just going to inform the character a lot better.
Penguins of Madagascar, 2014. Skipper, Kowalski, Rico and Private join forces with undercover organization The North Wind to stop the villainous Dr. Octavius Brine from destroying the world as we know it. I was really not expecting this film to be as good as it was, but it was hilarious and very quotable. I tend to find the recent animated films less funny than the old ones, but this one had me on the floor. John Malkovich as the octopus was hysterical. So there you go, 15 animated films that have a special place in my heart. I hope this video made you want to watch some of these, either for the first time or the 20th. And thank you very much for spending time to watch this video, I really appreciate it. Stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!